Hello everyone and be well everywhere you are. In this video I'm gonna show you how to create a desired mesh for an internal wall. So now the question is this: what is an internal wall? In our definition, an internal wall is a wall that both sides of that are adjacent to the same volume, to the same fluid or solid domain. Okay, let me show you by giving an example. Let me lighten you by giving an example. So I use Ansys ICEM CFD 18.2 version, and I'm gonna create, I don't know, a ring shape object. So at first I want to use revolution method for creating a ring shape object. So at first I create a circle here, and then I will revolve this object around the y-axis. So at first I should create an origin point for its center. So radius is 1 and point is here, and 2 points. Okay, this is our circle, and here I name this, for example, ring shape object. So I use revolve option. The start angle is 0 and 360 for end angle. Axis points are, for example, 4, -4 and 0. These 2 points are optional, and 4, 4 and 0. And for curves field, I choose this field. Okay, this is a ring shape object. I use solid mode, and as well I use transparent mode for better view. So I create an internal wall by using this curve. For example, I name this plane as wall or internal wall. Okay, I create a material point name, for example, fluid, for volume mesh creation. I select 2 points, and the center of these 2 points will be the location of our material point, which is named fluid. This is fluid. Okay, as you can see here, this plane is an internal wall because either side of this wall exists fluid domain, here as well as here. Both of them are fluid domain. So this is an internal wall. If I create an unstructured mesh for this domain, this internal wall in normal condition will not be meshed. Okay, now I compute, yes, and now I disable ring shape object. Shape object. Now you can see here this internal wall has no mesh elements because this internal wall didn't define for Ansys ICEM CFD for creating a mesh for this wall. So in part mesh setup I use this option internal wall for our internal wall. So I enable this option, apply and dismiss. Now again I compute a new mesh for this domain. And now as you can see here, created an unstructured mesh for this internal wall, and this is object shape in wireframe mode. Here conspicuously it is okay for our purpose to create a mesh for this internal wall. It can be useful for other geometries that you want to create mesh for this internal wall. For example, you define this wall in your boundary conditions as, I don't know, internal wall for post-processing, or as a wall that no flows can pass through it. It depends on your physical situation, but it should be exist in some condition. You need this internal wall to be meshed for determining a specific boundary condition, and if you didn't enable this option, you couldn't create mesh for this wall. Thank you so much for your watching this video. If there is any questions, please let me know, and thank you so much for your watching. Have a nice time.